What's up, everybody? This is The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris. We got Haley the Bear.
I'm first.
Yeah.
This is great. Hi.
Producer Josh.
I want to say all the Will Smith things before Ryan does.
No!
Oh, pursuit of slappiness.
Damn it!
Yes, I got him.
Oh,
You know what the cops found when they dusted Chris Rock's face? Fresh Prince.
well,
Dad joke. And Ryan from Miami.
paper beats rock every time,
Open hand. That's why that.
I like that.
happened.
No, I like that one. I like that one. That's good.
Well, Josh stole
Oh,
it.
was that
that
you
was
guys
mine.
before?
I gave him that one.
I was
earlier.
going with the pursuit of slappiness, and Josh stole it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So,
Whoa.
as always, so much to get to, but we just want to dive in, and we'll do that before we do the movie,
Oh, yeah,
because
please.
technically that's
Yeah,
Oscars.
that's movies.
Yeah, all right, so let's go there. Let's go to movies. Movies. Yeah, you thought we were only going to be talking about the Lost City this week.
You'd be wrong.
Taking the #1 box office spot. But you would be very wrong, because I want to go around to each one of you. And we're going to discuss this for a minute. But do you think it was faked?
There's so many
No.
people talking about it.
You think it was real?
I think it was real.
I think it was real.
It was completely real, but I wish that I had and this is just TV nerd in me, I wanted like a live camera in the production room just to see people freaking out that are producing the Oscars. Like, what do we do?
Well, yeah, because they silenced the American stream,
Yeah, for
but
like
they
20
didn't.
20 seconds,
They
didn't
didn't silence other countries.
All right, which one did I say? Was that Australia?
Yeah, I believe it was Australian and either the
was a Japanese
one that aired everything without silencing it.
Oof.
So if
for
you
those
missed
of you
it-
who are under a rock, if you were under a rock,
Even if you're
Yeah.
under a rock, I feel like they slipped
I
a piece
feel
of
like
paper
you've
under
seen
there.
this. Yeah,
Hey,
somebody
this
was like,
happened.
"Hey, note for you." Will Smith slapped the crap out of.
Chris Rock.
I mean, just walked up and open-handed him.
Now, again, Chris Rock was on stage doing a little monologue and was kind of poking fun at a couple people in the crowd and ended up, having a Jada Pinkett joke. And
The
Will
Pickett?
Wilson Pickett.
Jada Pinkett?
Pinkett, thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
And Will did not take too kindly to it and walked on stage and I think Chris thought it would be a funny thing. And he just, open hand whacked him and hard, like not like a light love tap. That was a full on swing to the face.
Hits harder in the movies, evidently.
So a lot of people want to say it's fake because when he said the joke, Will Smith originally was laughing and then got up. Jada never laughed. She immediately rolled her eyes. And then what I think it was a nervous laugh on Will Smith's part, looked over and eventually saw how annoyed his wife was and goes, actually, you're right. That was completely wrong. Because we all know she has alopecia, so she loses her hair, which is why she shaved her head. And I think it just took it that step too far. And Will's like, actually, no, screw this. F you. I'm going to slap you in the face.
All right, so that was the thing I was going to ask everybody. So it's alopecia that she has, and that's why.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Okay.
he said, Chris Rock said on stage, Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see ya. In reference to, obviously,
Right.
the bald
And
head.
she just came out about it last year.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's one of those things where that's something she can't control. And she's always kind of like rocked half a shaved head or
Rocked?
whatever. Oh my gosh.
This is, all right, look. First of all, it's too set up for Ryan. This is like Ryan's favorite
There's so
topic
many
of all
dad
time.
jokes in here, and I'm so excited.
I've got my finger on the mute button. We're
I
fine.
know you do. But the other thing was, and why they muted the audio for 20 seconds, was Will Smith goes, keep my wife's name out your bleeping mouth. Like,
Yeah.
shouts it back twice.
He said it twice, yeah.
So, that's why I don't think it was staged, because that emotion was real. Like, you could tell he was ticked off.
Well, and shortly after, he won Best Actor. And he got on stage and
made a
gave
very
his-
awkward speech.
He got on stage. He started crying. He says he wants to, like, the actor he played did everything for his family, basically, is what he was saying. And he goes, he'll always fight for his family, which is, we all know he was alluding to what had just happened. And he never apologized to Chris Rock. He apologized to the Academy Award and his fellow nominees. So he's fully standing by the fact of what he did, which, again, kudos to him. If I hope if that was me, my guy would have, if I didn't do it myself, I probably would do it myself before I let my guy do it, but I would have walked on stage and
he's like, I would have just punched him myself. Question, do we think he was in the right for doing this?
Yes.
yes.
I do.
I think the laugh, anyone that's ever been like blatantly disrespected, my instinct is to laugh. Like if someone says something terrible to me, I immediately go,
and then you process it.
and then I process it, and then it's like, oh, you chose violence. Okay, that's fine.
You chose violence.
While he has been catching L's from Jada for now a couple years,
Okay,
in the media, and we're not going to dig into it. I'm sure everyone kind of knows what's going on. It's still the right thing to do to defend your wife, no matter what the airing of your private business is.
And he even said, like, love is a strong thing. Like, love makes you do stupid things. And honestly, as much drama as they've had in their relationship, they're still together for a reason. So it's just one of those things where after all this buildup, he's finally like, I'm sticking up for what I believe in and what's right. And I'm sick of people making fun of our marriage because obviously it doesn't help the marriage in the public eye. So he's probably finally just been like, screw everybody. We're ending this right now. No more jokes about us. Walks up and slaps him in the face.
Well, and specifically, you know, this is not a joke about their relationship. This was a joke about something that is a medical thing that she's dealing with.
Yep.
And, you know, she didn't think it was funny.
At all.
Yeah, we don't know the context. We don't know the nights where she's crying at home because she's losing her hair and he has to console her. We don't know any of these things.
We don't know.
We don't know.
What is funny is all the memes that have exploded on the internet this
Well,
morning.
and again,
so that is what's funny.
okay. Yeah. So getting back to the non-serious part of this, I liked the Fresh Prince one. That was good. I like
The
that.
Batman slap has now been
yes.
replaced.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
I guess the story is afterwards for the after party, he's holding his Oscar and doing the getting jiggy with it dance. Like that's a real scene afterwards in the after party.
Oh my God.
Like nothing happened. Just moving on.
Well,
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, here's
by
the
the
other
way,
thing, though.
Anybody know anything else that happened at the
No,
Oscars
but
last night?
Coda won. That was cool.
Who?
But that's the
That
thing.
movie.
This has brought more like buzz about the Oscars than I can remember for years. Like that's why some people are wondering if it was staged because people are talking about the Oscars now.
I think it just was a lucky coincidence that it had
Not
to
for
happen.
Chris Rock.
No, but kudos to Chris Rock for completely just like nonchalantly moving on with what he
I don't
was
know.
doing.
He was rattled. He was rattled. I don't know about nonchalantly. You could tell he was like, "What the hell?"
Well,
just
he
happened?
openly said, "I just got."
Yeah.
Like he admitted that what just happened, and
took it
then
like a champ.
announced the award.
He took it like a champ.
He could take a hit. Now we know.
Oh man.
Shout out to Moonlight and La La Land. You no longer will be the craziest thing we've ever seen.
Fair.
If that's not rock bottom, I don't know what is.
No. Good.
All right, let's
He's
move
muted.
on so we can
30
stop him.
30-second mute
Oh,
for
not
Ryan.
time. Oh no! I got put in timeout.
Man, you did get put in timeout. Dang.
It's like the penalty box.
Damn it! Oh, hi, I'm back.
Yeah. And hello. So I'm going to pull this up real fast so I can do my my weekly read of the breakdown.
Your weekly tomato meter.
Yes.
as we get from Rotten Tomatoes.
Before you do your weekly breakdown, you didn't see this movie, did you?
I did not.
Ooh.
I had to go see a different movie.
10 rings.
No. Oh my God, I'm never gonna live that down. I swear to God, I will watch it at some point. I promise you.
What's gonna be? You're gonna be so mad 'cause you're like, I love this movie.
You know what? I probably am. That one's on me. I'll take the L. I'm not lying and saying that I've seen this one when I didn't. And I do want to go see this movie, and I've heard it's good. And we're gonna get to that in just a second. But
Oh my God, hang on. I have to read this. This is really funny. This is Chris Rock related.
oh no,
This is, and you'll get this. This is
we were almost out of it.
This is Chris Rock, quote, I made a comment earlier tonight that I guess went out over the air that I am deeply ashamed of. I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith, and there's a deep drive to left by Castellanos, and that'll make it a home run, so it's a 4-0 ball game.
No, he did not. Did he? That's
Someone
actually
quoted
him?
that. Someone quoted that for him. I don't know.
Oh,
Someone
my
quoted
God.
that, which
Okay, for everyone listening
The internet.
that is lost,
Tom Brenneman.
Yeah.
Just look up Tom Brenneman Red's apology, and you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah. That's epic. I love that.
So good.
Also, Chris Rock did not file charges against him.
He did not know.
Well,
Okay.
All right, now moving on. Lost
Yeah,
City.
Lost City.
Tried to
All right.
dance around a little bit there.
Yeah. PG-13, 2022, comedy action, hour and 52 minutes. Down a lot on Rotten Tomatoes after it has come out, which I find interesting because when it came out, it was like in the 90 percentile.
Like 4 people.
Yeah. Well, but still, I mean, there's somebody going on there doing that. Now it's at 76% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which is still high for Rotten Tomatoes.
Especially for this style of movie. Yes, it is. 5 out of 5 on Facebook, which I find very interesting. So people on Facebook really love this movie.
There's a Facebook rating?
Yeah, sometimes there is. They do IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Facebook. It kind of like lives on the top of the Google page. But
Metaverse.
yeah,
10 out of 10.
The Metaverse. Yes. I think probably some of that's to do with Sandra Bullock. Maybe slightly older skewing audience for some of these.
Or Channing Tatum,
That too.
That's a female demo for you.
Yeah. All right. Reclusive author. Offer? Reclusive author. I don't think I've ever messed one up that fast before. This is
You were 2 words in.
yeah.
Penalty box for you, sir.
So, yeah. Okay. Here, you want to read it? Go ahead, Ryan. I'll go to.
Ah,
I'll be in
yes.
the penalty box.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Yes.
Jada Pickett.
Reclusive author Loretta Sage writes about exotic places in her popular adventure novels that feature a handsome cover model named Alan. While on tour promoting her new book with Alan, Loretta gets kidnapped by an electric billionaire who hopes she can lead him to an ancient city's lost treasure from her latest story. Determined to prove he can be a hero in real life, and not just on pages of her books, Alan sets off to rescue her.
You definitely read that as a news anchor.
Yes, you did. Sunday. Yeah. Also, electric,
Did I read wrong?
eccentric.
Oh! All right, who gets the torch next week?
No.
I read
I
good.
was going to say we're going to pass this around until someone can do a perfect read. All right, a budget of 60. This is vague. $68 to $74 million. Why would there be a $6 million discrepancy on what it could have possibly cost?
Maybe it's a tax error. Didn't round to zero,
Maybe.
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches. This movie unseated the Batman at the box office. It is the #1 movie in the country this week. What did you think?
I loved it. So being a PG-13 movie, but the premises of the movie, you have to listen because there is a lot of like quick banter and argument where they're just like like back and forth, and you have to listen because they put the most adult jokes in there that will go right over a kid's head or a 13-year-old's head that is watching this movie. So meanwhile, I was there with a child and a fellow mother. I'm not a mother. Why did I say fellow mother? Anyways, but
Breaking news.
Whoa.
Would you like to?
Oh, my God.
absolutely not. We stop. I am no. Absolutely not. No. But it's so funny because there are these quick jokes made, and me and the other adult were just dying laughing. Meanwhile, the kid's like, huh? Like, I feel like I need to be laughing too. I don't know what I'm laughing at. But I loved how many adult jokes were just thrown in there. But all in all, the whole movie was great. It was entertaining from beginning to end. Obviously, a huge Channing Tatum fan. And he does take his shirt off, and you see his butt once, too. But Sandra Bullock also...
Perfect usage of the sounders.
Sandra Bullock, also amazing. But I love the storyline. It played out perfectly. And, of course, there's the catch at the end, and it's a really good movie. I suggest everyone should go see it. And it is a family fun movie, so you still can go see it if you don't mind Channing Tatum's butt.
Ooh.
All right, so they are saying at $68 million, it is fairly expensive for a rom-com, but
There's a lot of action, though.
Yeah, I feel like it's like rom-com with action with it, like.
Well, also look at the actors you're paying: Sandra
like it?
Bullock, Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I liked
Daniel
it.
Radcliffe.
Daniel
Was he
Radcliffe.
good as a bad guy?
He was
He
good.
was. He played
good.
the psycho role very well.
He was good. I forgot that I was watching Harry Potter for a little bit.
Good. No, that's great. That's
which is
exactly
like-
what you want.
Yeah, because most movies I'm like, all right, Harry.
That's Harry Potter.
All right.
Yeah.
And this time I was like, oh no, he's just a very short, eccentric man. I did like this movie. I mean, it's for people who like National Treasure, Uncharted. Like, there's a lot of that.
But again, like being able to put that into a rom-com, I feel is like what's making this successful. Because not only do you have the name recognition with the actors, but also just for like a date movie.
Definitely not going to spoil it, but the whole Brad Pitt's character just had me. I was surprised at where that went.
I agree.
Did you stay and watch the ending?
I watched the ending, yeah.
So is there like an after credit scene?
There is an after credit.
Like after the initial credits before it goes to the black screen with all the credits.
Yeah.
The credit before that.
Okay.
There's like, it says all the big actors and their little.
So don't jump up and try to go pee.
Exactly.
No.
At the end of the movie.
Because it's great.
It's a very likable movie because Sandra Bullock is likable. Channing Tatum is likable. The storyline was likable. There's nothing that you're going to go, oh, I didn't really enjoy this part of it.
They didn't nail that. Right.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, these are people I like doing things that are cool. This is great.
Since I didn't see the movie.
That was getting ready to ask.
Since I didn't see the movie, I do have to ask because we discussed this previously, how sometimes you pigeonhole certain actors into roles, and it's hard to see them in other things. Anytime Daniel Radcliffe is in a movie other than Harry Potter, it's difficult for me to see him in that role. You talked about playing the villain; he did a good job. Like, does that you fall victim to that too in terms of seeing him as that role, or were you able to kind of remove that and enjoy the character that he had in this film?
I personally was able to remove him as Harry Potter. When I first saw him, I was like, oh, I haven't really seen him outside of Harry Potter, but immediately he was the guy that hates his older brother for taking everything from him, and he has all this money and he wants what he wants. Like that's immediately what I saw after.
So he played the part well.
Yes.
He did. It was the first movie that I've seen him in where I didn't think
of just
the
Harry
first
Potter.
one.
the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen some stuff that he's been. It's the same thing with like Elijah Wood. He will always be Frodo, even though he's been in stuff before Lord of the Rings.
All right, so I can tell you what fixed that for me.
The soccer hooligan one. What?
Sin City.
I didn't see it.
Oh, buddy. Like his character in that movie is like,
Sheds it pretty quick.
oh my God. Like, I was not ready. And I didn't know he was in the movie when I first watched it. So like the first time I saw that, have you seen that movie?
No.
Have you seen
I've seen
this?
Sin City, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It is it's
jarring.
It's
I've
dark.
also never fully watched
It's
Lord of the
jarring.
Rings, so
Well, he's gonna be Frodo forever
Wow.
for me.
I've only seen bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's telling because if you look at like Daniel Radcliffe's listing of movies and TV shows, this is exactly the order it goes in. Harry Potter 1, Harry Potter 7, the Harry Potter 20th anniversary, Harry Potter 5, 7, 4, 3, 2, 6, The Lost City is the next movie listed.
He's ripped, by the way.
He is
Yeah,
in
he's
good shape.
ripped.
Yeah, he is in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
he's
just
been in
didn't know.
other stuff, but like
It's a weird segue, right?
He's not an unattractive man, like especially
No.
in this movie.
Whoa,
He has
whoa,
like
whoa,
a
whoa,
full
whoa.
beard.
Wait
like,
a minute. The phrasing of that. He's not an unattractive man is not calling him good looking.
Wait,
No, but
time
I'm
out,
just saying,
time
like, again, you,
it was more the segue for me. I was making the point of, yeah, you did a really good job. Like, this is the next movie that people think of.
I got
after
distracted by a six pack. Sorry.
Brian's over there looking at Daniel
I was impressed.
Radcliffe thirst
I was
traps on the
impressed.
internet.
I don't even look at Daniel Radcliffe thirst traps.
There, I'll send it to you.
Oh,
Yikes.
Oh, anyway. So you guys would recommend, definitely go see
I
this.
would.
All right.
Definitely
Awesome.
a family. I keep saying family fun, but it's a fun movie to go see that you can go see with your younger one.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
It's good for both the parents and the kids because even, she was like, that was a good movie. And I'm like, yeah, you missed a lot of those jokes.
well,
dear.
if you remember, like, even Shrek had that.
Oh, wow.
What?
His abs. You're right.
Oh, my God. All right.
I wasn't kidding.
Next week.
Morbius.
Yes. Speaking of abs.
Speaking of abs, it's ab
Oh.
week.
It's ab week?
It's ab month.
Yeah.
So wait, does the movie come out Friday?
Yes.
Crap.
What? What?
I'm going to have to see it Friday.
Oh, because of work.
I work Saturday and Sunday till like 9 o'clock at night.
I mean, I'm off this week,
Let's go.
I'm ready to
which
go.
we will segue.
Speaking of ab week, You guys ever use back in the day the little shocker which you put around like the little belt that would be like ab shock? You know,
yeah, that doesn't actually work.
You put the little gel on and then it just like shocks you and you sit there and you watch TV
actually work.
and it shocks you into working out. I had that thing back in the day. That was great, man. That thing.
And we wonder why you don't have abs at the moment.
Shots fired.
Let's go to sports.
Wow.
Sports.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I think you look great, Ryan.
Thank you.
Everyone looks fantastic.
I had a woman
love
compliment and tell me I had a slender athletic body today. So, you know.
A slender
Did you lift up your
athletic body.
shirt?
No.
This morning?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
No,
What
I'm good.
happened
Tell
this
me more
morning?
about it.
Yeah, come on.
Tell me more about the story.
Where were you?
Where were you at?
No,
You're
I
just getting coffee and someone,
I
some
was-
woman walks up and goes, "You have a slender athletic body."
Well, I was at the Poindexter at the Graduate Hotel, which,
Here we
you know,
go.
if you've ever been there, you know that it's Bachelorette Central. And so, you know, someone said I had a slender athletic body today, you know.
What did you say in return?
Thank you.
Was she wearing a pink cowboy hat?
Yes. And boots. And at like 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Was it? It was probably a
What
bet.
did you? Is that what you said back to her?
Yeah,
She gave you a compliment.
like
You're
it's-
like, "What's wrong
It's
with you?"
8:30 in
wrong
the
with
morning.
you?
What's wrong with you?
That's probably what I would say, to be honest.
By the way, Graduate, nice place. Go visit.
Yeah. All right, March Madness. Cinderella. It is struck midnight.
So
Ooh.
sad, but I'm so proud that they got so far.
Well, and first of all, they won. There's a National Peacock Day, and they won on National Peacock Day.
Was there always a National Peacock
I think
Day?
somebody made this up.
I
They
do
were
too.
like,
Also,
you know what?
they did lose, by the way, on the 27th, which was National Viagra Day, just so you know. So the Cox lost on Viagra Day.
You have a really nice, slender, athletic body.
Oh
Ryan.
my
Thank
God.
you.
Anyway, so what we have left, my only hope for my hot take prediction is now North Carolina. Let's go, baby.
Come on and raise
I'm still
up.
sticking with Duke.
You're still sticking with Duke?
Yep.
Duke looks good. North Carolina looks good. I mean,
You guys are forgetting about Kansas, man. Kansas has just torn through this tournament. They've been great.
They haven't really
And,
had.
and Villanova's been really good too, but their second leading scorer just went out for the rest of the tournament. So, but if you want to get them some good value, by the way, on DraftKings, I dropped some cash on Villanova this morning. So, by the way, for all of the upsets in this tournament, how about Blue Bloods being the ones that are finally standing with Duke, UNC, Kansas, and Villanova, teams that obviously are perennial powerhouses that are consistently in the Final Four. Villanova's won 2 of the last 4 championships. Obviously, Duke, UNC, and Kansas have their history. Like, from all that we've seen over the last couple of weeks, it boils down to teams that have been there before. It's kind of crazy.
Do we think Bill Self is a good coach? Here's the case against it.
Oh my God.
Here's the case against it. So
We're going in on some people
I know.
today.
Here's the thing. And a lot of my friends are just going to pile on me. If it's not for the 2008 national championship with Mario Chalmers hitting a crazy 3 to end that game, Bill Self hasn't done anything. It's one comeback.
I mean,
That was 2008. That's 14 years ago.
so if not for 3 years ago, has Patrick Mahomes done anything?
Four AFC championship games. Like, we're fine. Everything's
Bill
fine.
Self, by the
kidding.
way, to your point, prior
kidding.
to yesterday's win, 3-5 in Elite 8 games was his record. I would say he is the worst of the 4 coaches left. Like, you would definitely put Coach K up there. Jay Wright would be number 2.
Okay, first of all, Coach K either has or is tied for every record you can have as a
Oh, he
coach.
just passed John Wooden, by the way, for the most Final
I
Fours,
know.
which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, like they're that is like the biggest, softest understatement. Yeah, Coach K's good.
And by the way, how about
Coach
this?
Pop.
How about this for a treat? For the first time ever, UNC and Duke will meet in the NCAA tournament with an opportunity to go to the championship game or end Coach K's career. That is crazy.
that blew my mind because I didn't know that stat was real.
Ever. They've never met in the tournament.
Which it when you stop and think about it, it makes sense because they would never put them in the same part of the bracket.
That rivalry is over 100 years old, and they have never met in the tournament.
And it's Coach K's last year. So
Potentially last game.
And UNC blew him out in his last home game at Cameron Indoor.
Which,
So,
all right, did you guys see after that game, by the way, what he said to the crowd?
oh, he was crying.
No. He was like, everybody be quiet. I got something to say.
I
He
didn't
goes,
see that.
That was embarrassing. He like called himself and the team out
as they're honoring him, by the way. Because
Yeah,
after the
I
game,
know.
they honored all of his accomplishments, and he's like, "That was embarrassing." Like, don't worry about everything I've done over the last 5 decades, but that was embarrassing.
Very much like Tom Brady. There's more work to do.
It's very one-minded that you feel that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's something that runs in a lot of those head coaches that are that good, though, and that have been there that often. Like that's very Saban-esque to me.
Yeah.
The last time Duke, North Carolina, and Kansas all made the Final Four was 1991. So here we go, man. This is going to be fun. I can't wait for next weekend.
Well, again, that North Carolina is the only 8 seed. So all my friends that are rooting for North Carolina, I guess I'm in your corner.
Oh, you're picking UNC. Okay.
Well, Zags are out. The last
Yeah, I
team
was
you
gonna
picked.
say they're the only 8 seed.
Oh, to follow with your hot take.
Right.
Yes, okay,
It's
that makes sense.
yeah.
That makes
Everybody
sense.
else is a 1 or a 2, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Or is
Yeah,
Duke
Duke's
a
a 2.
3?
Duke's a 2.
Duke's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Villanova's a 2. Kansas is a 1. UNC's an 8.
Yep.
Here we go.
You get a take?
I said it. I don't think Bill Self's a good coach.
It's just, what's the hatred towards Bill Self?
Dude, what did Bill Self
Yeah,
do
what did
to
he do?
Josh?
Man. I can't talk about that on the podcast, but let's just say there was a night in Lawrence, Kansas we're not going to talk about.
Oh,
but,
Lord. Speaking of things you don't want to talk about, the Lakers.
LeBron James, your scoring champion, as predicted a couple weeks ago. That dude is on a tear. He's going to win the scoring title, which
He
is
hit more threes in a half. He tied his own record. He had, was it 6 3-pointers in the first half the other day? After he twisted his ankle.
dude's
and
unreal.
And gave
You mean
him like
he didn't cry and get out of the game
He
like he
didn't.
normally does?
No, he didn't. And they had like a 25-point lead and still lost.
Yeah, that's okay.
There was wasn't there like 3 games in a row that they had faced a 25-point deficit in 3 consecutive games, which had never happened in LeBron's career.
Yep.
It's wild.
It's not a good team. Not a good team. But he's playing great.
All right, so let's get some hot NBA nuggets with Josh Cleve right now.
Okay.
We've got 10.
I don't know what that noise I just made into the mic was. I'm sorry, guys.
That was your reaction to hot nuggets. We have about 10 days left in the regular season. All right. What are your thoughts right now as we go down the stretch? Miami just got bumped from the 1 seed. The West is competitive.
I want to say one thing before we get to Josh's hot spicy nuggets.
Yes.
I personally think that we should, if we could get permission, we should use the Tatum the dog sound where he's like, tell the lady about the nuggets. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
The dog.
I love
Who
this.
do we even ask
There's
permission
this-
for?
There's a dog page on Instagram called This is Tatum, and the guy overdubs his voice all the time.
Yeah, the Tatum.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
been used everywhere. Anyway,
Gotcha.
All right. So
Yeah, I wanna
Celtics
hear
making
it.
a run. Obviously, Kyrie's back.
first of all, the
end.
Celtics are in first.
Making a run.
They've been making a run since Christmas.
Making a run.
So yeah, since January 1st, they've been like first in
I
I think
offense,
the
first
Sixers,
in
aren't the
defense.
Sixers in first right now in the East?
Nope.
No.
Screw
The
the
Celtics.
Sixers.
Wow. Seas.
They made me lose a bet.
Wow.
Yeah, Sixers, I think, are in
It's pretty crazy.
third
The
or
top
fourth.
4 seeds are separated by half a game in the Eastern Conference.
It's going to be tight, and there's going to be some fudging of some games for seeding purposes because they want to mess with matchups. Now, when you look at are the Nets in the 8 spot?
The Nets are in the 9th right now. Remember, there's a play-in tournament for the 8 through
10.
And
Through
bear
10.
in mind,
8 through 11
There-
or 8 through 10.
A10, right?
8 through 10.
And there's an issue there because even though the mandate has been lifted and Kyrie can now play at home, he would not be able to play in Toronto still.
Oh, that's
Correct.
interesting.
Which is interesting.
Well, the Raptors are a 6 seed right now, so it doesn't seem like the Nets. Well, if the Raptors do fall and end up being in that play-in tournament, which doesn't look like they will with this amount of time left, but that is interesting because there could be a scenario where he only plays half that series. If
See
they're
what
in
I'm
Toronto.
saying, though?
But there's going to be, and Josh brought this up, like you don't want to be the 1 seed right now. Like if you have possibility of facing the Nets in the first round, if you're Miami, okay, you've lost 4 straight. Maybe that's okay. You know,
If you're the Celtics, you're okay with it. They match up the best against whatever Brooklyn has going on. So I think that would be a really nice matchup. Let's see, 4-7?
yeah.
No.
76ers, Bulls, Raptors, Cavs. Oof.
Yeah, so 5-6 Bulls, Raptors. That'd be cool. For Cavs, Sixers, that'd be a bloodbath.
The Bull,
It's gonna be fun.
ever since I touted the Bulls earlier this season, they've not been quite the same since. I feel
You have
like
cursed Chicago.
I feel like I jinxed them. I'm sorry.
You did jinx him. Why would you do such a thing?
I don't know. I'm sorry, Chicago fans.
Either way, playoff basketball's coming. I'm not sure the Lakers are going to be in it.
I don't think they may. I
They'll be
would.
They'll be in the play-in. They're in the 10th spot. They'll be in the play-in.
But they've got
By how many games?
a really, really tough last several games, though.
Yeah, they're a half game back of the Pels for the 9th spot, and
The Pelicans, who
Yeah.
have not had Zion Williamson all year.
no, and the Spurs are a full game behind the Lakers. So it's playoff time, baby.
Yes, it is. One more thing about LeBron James before we move on.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. I was looking it up.
What was that?
Hey, Haley over there with her disgust for LeBron.
That's fine. We don't really understand how crazy of a career this dude has had until you start to go like, okay, he played against Gary Trent and Gary Trent Jr., Tim Hardaway and Tim Hardaway Jr., Gary Payton and Gary Payton Jr., or Gary Payton II. Like,
That's amazing.
There's a lot of like father and son duos
Wow.
that he has played against both of them.
And he is trying to
Play with his
stay and play with his kid.
And he would be the first one that could stay and play with his own kid in the league for the first time. That's like Ken Griffey Jr. stuff. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
For anyone watching the video right now, if you wonder what in the hell I'm doing, I was trying to type in Morbius for next week into my phone, and it does not like that name. It just kept changing it. And
To
I'm
what?
like, I don't know.
Morphine? You're like, I don't want morphine.
Which,
No,
by the
no.
way, if you are watching us on our YouTube channel, we appreciate it. It's www.youtube.com/C/The Quad with Chris Young, where you can watch each and every episode of The Quad with Chris Young.
Yes.
We appreciate it. And by the way, our stream numbers have been great. We've gotten, some really good comments on there. We see those comments. We appreciate it. Thanks for interacting with us. So make sure you're watching to drop a comment.
I'm still really confused about the dog comment.
Oh, you want to bring this up, by the way? Because I have some beef with one of our Quad Squad members.
Oh, no.
I
Yeah.
liked it.
You liked it?
Okay,
Of course
you
time
did.
out. Time out. I have no idea what's happening right now.
Do you not know what this comment is?
No.
I sent it to you guys.
Bear, go ahead.
I know this woman means well. She posted, she goes, if I could compare you guys all to dogs,
Oh, now I do know what you're talking about.
I got Mastiff. The slobbery. She said I was headstrong, beautiful, whatever. That was fantastic. But have you seen a Mastiff?
I think whoever
They
did
are
this is fantastic.
slobbery.
Josh, don't you
compared
think they
Josh
did wonderful
to a
things?
golden retriever.
I think
I
we
thought
did
they were
great.
wonderful.
Josh was a
Yeah.
I
golden
think he did
retriever.
wonderful. Yeah.
And
Chris
of course, Chris was a German,
was a German Shepherd. And I was a Jack
obviously.
Russell Terrier. Who are you? I'm coming for you.
That was someone
Don't do that.
The only episode of the podcast they listened to is the one where we gave him control of the buttons. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
I liked it. That's fine.
I now want to take that sound of what he just did and drop it over like the beginning of a DMX song. But instead of him barking, it's Ryan.
Speaking of animals, instead of dogs, how about a cheetah that's now roaming around
Yes.
South Florida? The 305 is now home to your Kansas City Chief, former Kansas City Chief Tyreek Hill. The cheetah coming down to Miami, big trade. Dolphins
And
giving
a
up
whole bunch of your picks.
Dolphins giving up a lot of draft capital over the next few years in order to acquire one of the fastest players in NFL history.
Not going to lie, I thought you were just talking about some random story that a cheetah is.
Just
Florida
random
man.
Florida man.
Wouldn't you be surprised if a cheetah was roaming the streets of Miami,
No.
by the way?
I
That's
wouldn't be
0%. That would
surprised
surprise
at all.
nobody.
That's why.
It is broken out from the zoo. Yeah. I'm interested to see what your take is on this because I have
Mine or
actually,
Josh's?
Josh, because this is your team. Regardless of what you think, they just all of a sudden forgot how to run the ball
Yep.
at the end of last season,
Yep.
which arguably would have won them that game against Cincy.
No question.
But I don't think this helps.
I don't either.
They were arguing it this morning on ESPN on Get Up.
Sure.
There were some guys in the camp of I think this makes them better because now they're not going to try and chuck it 40 yards downfield to Tyreek Hill every 7 or 8 plays, and they are going to put more of an emphasis on the running game. But
That was kind of their shtick. Shtick?
It was our shtick until everyone started to play cover 2 against us. And
Yes.
so for the last 2 seasons, we haven't had the deep ball. Now, the Bills game, like Tyreek had a massive catch and run that got us back into that in the fourth quarter. So I'm not taking that away. I'm not saying he's been washed by any stretch of the imagination.
Didn't he have the play that set up the field goal too?
He had the one that put us up with a minute to go, and then they scored, and then we had another one.
Yeah, I mean, to put it in perspective, too, Patrick Mahomes has, like, over the past 3 seasons, I think they said 26 plays of 40 yards or more deep downfield. 13 of them were to Tyreek Hill.
Correct. So
Who's obviously a burner and one of the fastest players in NFL history, one of the best in terms of playmakers in NFL history. But you had talked about he's lost a little bit of a step. It's not the same Tyreek of years past.
I don't know, and I don't know how much. It might be a half step. It might be a quarter of a step. He does seem a little bit slower, but I think more so people understand how to play him now. And so when we're looking at how we're redoing the Chiefs now, so and please, pour one out for the Chiefs of the last 5 years. The last year of Alex Smith through this run with Patrick Mahomes, where it was Hill and Kelsey and all these dudes, and we still have Kelsey, but like that team is gone now. We have let a lot of those people.
You don't have Hill, you don't have Pringle, you don't have
Demarcus Robinson. We don't have like
Pringle's not that great, okay? I'm not that happy, okay?
Did he go to the Bears?
Yes. The one player that our coach that came from Kansas City had to give us was Pringle.
Yeah.
Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
Oh man. What I do think this is a shift towards, to echo what you said, we have now kind of gone after a little, instead of the speed game, which is what we doubled down on before, we are now getting taller, bigger receivers, and I think we are going to settle into more route running, Patrick throwing to spots, not just scrambling and trying to do stuff. I think that makes more sense. That's why we got Juju. That's why we got Valdez-Scantling. Like it seems to be, rather than, hey, here's what's worked for the last 4 years, let's keep doing it. Let's see how to evolve Patrick moving forward, to being that like Tom Brady, hey, you run to here and I throw it to here. That's what we do.
I'll give you one more really interesting stat that they were talking about on ESPN this morning. And it was, do you know that Patrick Mahomes threw more passes than any other quarterback at or behind the line of scrimmage
Really?
last year?
That's surprising because Tua threw a lot of balls behind the line of scrimmage.
And we're going to get to Tua. Don't worry. But that's where I was coming from, because somebody goes, hey, you know what's really funny? Because they were talking about now that Tua has Tyreek Hill as a receiver, he's going to throw the ball downfield more.
If he can get it there.
And, well, but again, even with Tyreek Hill and this vaunted passing game, a lot of those are yards after catch. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of yak.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a lot of yak. And I will miss and pour one out. My favorite play, the third down Patrick rollout, Tyreek right at the first down marker. I'm sure we can find someone else to run that play, but like that was automatic. No matter what game, that was an automatic. Even Chad Henne made that throw. Like that is
Chad Henne.
Any given day
against the Browns. Chad Henne made that
throw.
Any
given day.
Yeah, it's
Ryan, do you think this makes your team better, or do we think this is going to be the year that is like we realize that Tua's not the guy?
Better? Yes. I think anytime you acquire a Tyreek Hill, your team gets better. Does this get them closer to winning a championship? I don't know.
Not while Tua's there.
I don't know. I mean, look, Mike McDaniel comes in here with an awesome playbook. And remember what he did last year with Jimmy G. I mean, they were a few minutes away from making a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback.
You're totally right. I think a lot of people are sleeping on that.
I do too. And they put pieces around Jimmy G. And a lot of those guys are now coming to Miami. Raheem Mostert is now in Miami. Like guys that he trusted in that offense are now coming down here. Miami invested a lot of money in their offensive line, which has been terrible for the last 2 decades, ever since I was born. Well, 3 decades now.
Jake Long.
They've been doing Jake Long. Yeah, God.
Jake Long was great.
Picked him over Matt Ryan, and that was great. No, so I think Miami's better, and they're going to use Tyreek like they used in San Francisco, Deebo Samuel. You're going to see a lot of trickery, a lot of plays out of the backfield with Tyreek. They're going to use him basically in the same playbook of how McDaniel used
and
Deebo.
They'll run it off of RPO.
It's going to be a lot, but
Deebo's also like 5 inches taller than
5 inches taller and bigger. So like going through the line, obviously Deebo was more effective. They're going to be creative with Hill that way. But keep in mind, I mean, Devontae Parker is not your third wide receiver. Jalen Waddle had over 100 receptions as a rookie last year. This offense is significantly better. Tua is not better. And Tua...
This is the most down I've heard Ryan on Tua.
No, he hates him one day and then loves him the next.
Yes.
He can't decide what he wants from Tua.
I saw Josh and I were talking about this before the podcast. Dan Orlovsky goes, Tua can be a top 12 quarterback this year. But
get out of
top
here.
Top 12 puts him in like Kirk Cousins territory.
Yeah, it's like
okay?
barely like, better than average.
Like no, like if you're Tua Tagovailoa should be much better. And look, again, he's still recovering from that hip injury. He's fully 100%. This is the year. We will find out if Tua is a good starting quarterback. I don't think he can be a great starting quarterback, but can he be a good one? And that's all this team really needs to be competitive, hopefully compete with the Bills to win the division.
You need Trent Dilfer.
I'm going to tell you right now.
No one's ever needs Trent Dilfer.
You need better than good. You need great. We had Alex Smith for 5 years, and he was good. He was not great.
And you talked about that because Alex got you to the playoffs, didn't win you in the playoffs.
And then he was 1-4 in the playoffs. Here's the thing, Ryan. Here's why this is good for Miami. Whether it goes well with Tua or not this year, and I think you know which side of this I probably will lean on.
Yes.
If they decide to move on from Tua after this season, wham, you still have a loaded offense that you can go either acquire or whatever, a veteran quarterback that can get it done. So you have a really attractive place to come play.
Can I make a prediction?
It's not Tom Brady.
By week 12.
3/4 of the way through the season.
Yep.
Tua is going to be benched by week 12.
That's a long ways away.
Yep.
Well, they've got, man.
Yep. And Teddy Bridgewater will be the starting quarterback by week 12.
Yeah, I forgot y'all have Teddy.
Speaking of subpar quarterbacks, the Bears haven't done jack crap.
This end of the table, neither one of our teams have done anything. I'm trying to figure out what the Cowboys are doing.
They're just losing Randy Gregory in the last second to
the Cowboys have that. Well, first of all, I have thoughts about this, and I didn't speak up on it last week, even though that's when this occurred. But if you know anything about the Cowboys, they not only stood behind Randy Gregory, but they extended him, I think, after his third suspension. And then he leaves and immediately just poops all over my franchise.
And leaves in like the most disrespectful way possible too. Like agreed to a deal and then was like, "Nah, I'm out."
Yeah.
Like
I'm not sure how to feel about that. And then he gets on the internet and he's like, look, I'm just looking out for me, myself, and I got to secure the bag. He's like, you yelling at me because you're a Cowboys fan and going to make me any money. Dude, that's not it. It's more like they had a lot of loyalty to you after you messed up several times.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see how that goes for him on his new team. See where the loyalty stands after that.
Well, again, the Cowboys have the 7th most cap space in the league and have not signed anyone. I don't know what we're doing.
Maybe. Look, a lot of teams like to make trades closer to draft day, right? Or on draft day. So they could be gearing up for some sort of really crazy
and leaving the cap.
Potentially, right? Because that's, draft-friendly contracts are awesome for teams. And
where do they even pick? Like, aren't they near the end of the first round?
Yeah, because they made the playoffs this year.
Yeah, got to be 2021 somewhere in there. Chiefs have $28 million in cap and 12 picks in this draft, so I think there's still a move to be made. I don't know what that looks like yet, but
again, the moves we've made have been crap.
Jarvis Landry, if you'd like to come to Kansas City, I will personally buy you some barbecue. I will take you around the town.
You heard it here first.
The Dallas Cowboys picked 24th in the NFL draft upcoming.
That's not bad.
And by the way, the Chiefs have back-to-back first-round picks this year after acquiring Miami's 29th and 30th. And the Eagles, by the way, how in the hell? The Eagles have 3 first-round picks, the 15th, 16th, and 19th overall selections.
They're going to need it.
That's one of those from Foles?
Yeah, one of them's from Foles, one of them's from the Dolphins. Yeah, there's a Colts one in here. I don't know what the hell that's from, but
that's for Carson.
Yeah.
Yep. It's Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Oh, that is Carson Wentz. That's true. Yeah. Touche.
Which I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, we'll just see how that one plays out.
He's still in the division. I'm not going to say he's back in the division again. Yeah. We're just going to leave that alone.
That's good for you.
Yeah, I think.
The NFL draft is in Vegas. Why don't we... I don't know. What do you think about a quad trip to...
It's Kansas City in 23 or 24.
I'm down for that too. But
draft trip
to Vegas for the quad?
Draft trip.
Down.
Do a live pod?
Draft trip.
I like it.
I like that idea.
Just saying.
I like it. All right, let's go to music.
Music.
Bit of a sad start to this segment. Obviously, again, and unless you just haven't looked at the internet lately, the Foo Fighters drummer passed away. Taylor Hawkins, 50 years old, which I know a lot of my friends personally were just like, that are musicians were devastated over that one. And then also in the country space, Jeff Carson passed away.
Wow.
He had a heart attack, 58.
Both very young.
Yeah. And maybe that's because there's only one way for me to say this. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but like that doesn't seem that far away from me.
Nope.
Because, I'll be 37 this year. And it's 58. It's like, that's not a whole lot of time.
No.
50's only 13 away.
That's depressing.
I know. You looked at my math and you're like, that can't possibly. No.
I was thinking, oh, no. But yeah, I just gone too soon. Obviously, two completely different situations, but still, I think both a very big loss for music. And that'll... I'll be doing a Jeff Carson song for my What Are You Listening To this week, just on principle. If somebody wants to take a Foo Fighters one.
Ryan will.
Yep, I'll do that.
Ryan, you got this? You're looking it up right now?
Yeah, I'll take a Foo Fighters song this week. Yeah.
All right. Moving on. I don't want everything to be said. I get to play 2 nights Billy Bob's. I'm very, very excited about that. Fort Worth. I know I said this last week on the show, but I'm really pumped about it.
You going to bring the hat back?
Ooh, you should bring the hat back.
You should for Billy Bob's.
You should.
There might have to be a night of cowboy hat and Dallas Cowboys jersey.
Yep.
Ooh, I like that.
Do one and then the next night do the other.
The next night go no hat. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to those shows. It's been a while since I've been able to play in the FW area, so you can't say Dallas. You know that, right? It's like
Explain this to me too, by the way,
All
because those two cities, like, it's like Tampa, St. Pete too, similarly, but like you can't call Fort Worth Dallas.
No, and so there's a sign above the stage there or on the stage that says you are in Fort Worth, because they will like
if an artist
goes, boo you a little bit.
Dallas, like, hey Dallas, how we doing? Like they're gonna boo, right?
I mean, not mean, but yeah, a little bit.
They have those in Kansas City too, because most of the venues are in the Missouri side. So people walk up and be like, Kansas, how are you? Crowd lost.
Yeah, they're like, no.
There's like, nope, next, get out.
So yeah, that don't do that on stage at Billy Bob's. I will remember that. I hope.
You
I haven't forgotten it before, but I'm gonna remember it specifically now that I've said something on the podcast about it.
You gonna pull out like a Text Me Texas, like.
Oh yeah, dude. If I don't play Text Me Texas when I'm in the state of Texas, I get yelled at.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's like that one, Neon. Like there's a couple of songs that like I can get away with. Neither Text Me Texas wasn't even a single. Neon was a hit, but relative to some of my other ones, not anywhere near as big. Died at 23, but was a gold single. That album was platinum, I believe.
Yes.
So it's like that.
Yeah,
that's a hit for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a substantial song.
It just wasn't like the multi-week #1 or multi-platinum like some of the other stuff that I've had. So if I don't play that one in Texas, I get yelled at a little bit.
Are you planning on working in Rescue Me on tours now after the reaction in St. Augustine?
After somebody getting engaged during a song I've never played before.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's not what I was expecting, and it was really.
I'm so happy that happened.
Really
because
cool.
Obviously, I've been a huge advocate for that song. So.
I love that song.
Oh, by the way, a little teaser you dropped on Instagram, by the way, of a new one potentially coming out too, which was the reaction to that was great.
Yeah, I just wanted people to hear the song. A couple buddies of mine wrote that one, and that's one of the first ones in a while I've had that I'm not a writer on, but I just love the song. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go check out Chris Young Music on Instagram. It's just Chris
really
Young
good.
Music. It's not Chris Young Music 117,452. All of those are fake.
Christ Young Music.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Oh, my God. Anyway.
Stop falling for it.
You know better. You do. You know
Look at
better.
the blue check mark, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's there.
It should just be like The Purge. If people fake being you online once a year, you should just be able to walk up, ring the doorbell, and punch them right in the face.
You should get a printout of all of their names.
or walk up and slap them open-handed, you know?
Oh, you know what? Do you know of an example in which that's happened recently?
You know, I don't know. That puts me between a rock and a hard place, so I don't know.
I feel like I should mute him again.
Oh, God. All right. Also, like the third also that I'm adding to this section. At the End of a Bar, acoustic. We dropped that. So if you haven't gotten a chance to listen to that yet, definitely go check that out. It's a very different kind of stripped down version of the song, and you really get to hear me and Mitchell lean into some of those lines. So it's pretty cool.
Did you happen to hear Mitchell's interview with Bobby Bones about At the End of the Bar?
Yeah. Yeah.
My
that was cool.
My favorite part is like, he's like, yeah, so we were writing it, and you know, I wanted to impress Chris, so we put it like a half step higher than I should have, and I was singing my butt off, and I really regret singing that high all the time now.
See, and all right, here's the issue. So, he gets asked in that interview if he's like, well, you're a really good singer. How's it feel being with another really good singer? Which, thank you for the compliment. Appreciate that, Bobby. But they were talking back and forth, and he says that, and the whole time I'm sitting there going, no, man, you sing higher than me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the one that, like, I felt like, I was like, should we go a half step down? No, all right, fine, we'll just sing it here.
I didn't know he had the flu at the ACMs too. That's crazy.
Yeah,
to
dude,
be able to
he was-
perform through that's crazy.
Well, and all right, this is why I've referenced this so many times. He had 3 shows. His first run of shows wasn't feeling great. Flew from another state to Vegas. Like, got a steroid shot, powered through that performance, and then immediately went back on the road again.
Whoa, that's nuts.
So he was really working his butt off that week for sure. I love Mitchell.
I love Mitchell too. He's awesome.
And I don't know where the song is this week on the charts because the charts are delayed by a day. So I was checking it before I came in because it was at 26 last week.
Well, it's climbing. Keep it climbing. Keep streaming it. Tell your friends. Share it.
Yes.
1 billion streams, and
We released a triple album.
we will release a triple album. I will send you all demos we've ever worked on.
Oh, God. Let me re-sing a couple of those.
Yeah, no problem. We got time.
Yeah. So, all right. What are you listening to? I said I was going to go with the Jeff Carson song. I'm kind of torn because I also heard another one this morning, which I'm going to give you 2. The Car.
Yep.
Which I love. I love that song. And Not on Your Love. So we're going to give you a couple Jeff Carson songs this week. What do you got?
Well, so I came across this guy because a place that we frequent is always jamming his songs. And I've always heard the one song, but we were sitting there one night when it was kind of dead, and they blasted this song, and it just, it was like, oh, this is a really good song. And now I'm stuck on him, kind of like they are. Teddy Swims, Please Turn Green. It's kind of a sad song, but it's just like so powerful and good. And I'm like, God, this song just really hits you when you're sitting there in an empty bar and you're like, oh.
Awesome singer.
Yes, he is phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's got a whole bunch of covers that crushed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and that was the thing. Like, for a while, it was like, yeah, he's got covers. I want to hear something of his. And he's so good. Y'all go check him out if you haven't.
So I got a Foo Fighters song this week, thanks to the suggestion there. And I would probably say mine would be Best of You by Foo Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the intro to that song. I got confession to make. And I love the like, once that pops on.
So loud.
Once that pops on, you're like, all right, let's go. Like, I love the beginning of that song. So Best of You by Foo Fighters would be mine this week. You want to try that again, Josh?
No. I certainly do not.
All right, go ahead.
So the rock band that I play bass in and also co-produce is called Stepsons, and we put out a new song last Friday called Just a Heart. So that hit the streams.
The streamings.
Yeah, so Stepsons, Just a Heart.
I don't think I've ever asked you, what's the name behind the band?
I have no idea.
Is there like a good
story
behind it, or is it just...
It's me. It's my friend Andrew Capra, who's a wonderful writer and producer and artist and singer and just everything. He's unbelievably talented. We met when I was living in Los Angeles. I played bass for him in a completely different band out there. And then I moved here. Him and his wife followed, and we just kept making music. But he just came in. He's like, I think I'm going to call this project Stepsons. And I was like, that's cool. Any reason? He's like, nope, just I like that name.
All
It's like,
right, then.
all right, that's cool.
All right.
Love that.
I could make something up. Like we're all we're all stepsons of Mother Earth, and we are all
my
just
God.
related to each other and connected.
No,
and
just no.
through the.
I'm sorry I asked. I'm sorry.
That's pretty believable, though, right?
Yeah.
All of them have stepmothers. Maybe that's why it's
Yeah,
stepsons. You know.
You know, everyone's got a mom.
Let's go to the hot take.
We've gone off the rails.
We really have
It's been
today.
a fun show, though.
I've had
This
a
has been
blast
great
today.
show.
I've had a blast.
That's one of my favorites in a long time. So thank you guys for watching all the way through on YouTube. It's been great.
Watch, listen,
Comment,
Subscribe.
stream, like.
Review.
5 stars.
Tell your friends.
Maybe compare us to more dogs. Who knows?
No, don't do that. Nope. No, I do not want a competition where people start.
As always, if
No.
you're new to the comment section and you run across one that is a 5-star review and it says "boo 1 star not country," it's an inside joke. Feel free to leave another.
I think we need a hat. We need a hat that says "boo 1 star not."
That
Country."
No,
country.
we're working
just-
on more merch ideas. Don't we worry?
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
One star that kind of looks like the Dallas Cowboys star, but not really.
I like that.
Okay.
I kind of like that.
All right.
Wait, new merch? Can I get a little details on this? Little
No.
scoop?
We're working on some stuff.
That's all you get.
No.
Well, we're not going to tell them yet.
It's a teaser.
Nothing,
It's a
yeah, like
teaser,
nothing
Ryan.
is set in stone yet. A
What's
lot of
coming?
stuff
Give
is
me
just,
one. Come on, give me a little nugget, little hot spicy nug.
No,
It's just a shirt that says "hot spicy nuggets."
yeah.
The photo of Ryan.
succulent chunks.
Oh, I like that.
Oh no!
Oh, let's do a succulent chunk shirt.
All right, we're getting ready to talk about food. Stop. All right, the hot take for this week, and I'm just getting. I'm taking first on this before anyone else can get to it. The best donut ever. Just weird.
Best donut or best donut flavor?
So
Isn't
yes.
it kind of the same thing?
Yeah. Yes.
Because they all have a flavor.
Yes. So the best donut ever is the chocolate glazed Krispy Kreme donut.
Oh, so you're adding that
Hands
extra
down.
glaze?
Hands down.
Is it is it a chocolate donut or is it a regular donut with the chocolate glaze on top?
No. I said it the way I meant it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
Have
give,
you ever been to Krispy Kreme before?
Yes.
How do donuts work?
How do donuts work? It's just the regular circular donut.
Okay.
It's got chocolate frosting on top.
Okay.
Are you talking about with the glaze though? Like that, like you know how like the Krispy Kreme glazed donuts? So you're talking about
curious.
Wait, is
Why
there
is this
some
so
donut
confusing?
that I don't know about that Krispy Kreme
Well,
makes?
no, because think about it.
Have they started making a different kind of chocolate
Glazed?
glazed
It's a
donut?
glazed donut with chocolate
Frosting.
frosting on
Got it.
top.
Okay, because there's just a donut with chocolate frosting.
Hang on. See, this has gone completely off the rails now.
I don't know how we're having this conversation.
Don't
This
not
is-
even do it.
It said
Ryan's muted.
Krispy Kreme chocolate
Oh.
glazed. That's what. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Uh-huh. Can I unmute back?
No, unmute
me.
Ryan. Unmute Ryan.
Thank you.
I am wrong. I'm evidently calling. I did not realize there was a
Actual
completely
chocolate glazed donut.
chocolate glazed donut at Krispy Kreme. I apologize. You guys are right. I'm wrong. I am speaking specifically about the chocolate iced glazed.
There you go.
Krispy Kreme
Got it.
donut.
There you go.
Evidently, that is a very important stipulation. Although
Yes.
I've never had to say that when I've gone and ordered donuts at
100%
Krispy
now.
Kreme.
Clarify.
Good God. All right. The chocolate iced glazed Krispy Kreme donut. Best donut of all time.
It's too sweet for me. I like chocolate frosted donuts.
It's a donut.
Just not with the extra glaze.
It's supposed to be sweet.
Yeah,
It's a
which-
donut.
But that extra glaze is just too much.
Overpowering?
No way.
No.
All right. What's yours?
I'm going classic Simpsons.
Oh,
The
like
pink
the pink with the
frosted
sprinkles?
sprinkled donuts. And maybe specifically because obviously working at Universal Studios, they have the Simpson area and they sell ginormous pink frosted sprinkled donuts.
So the chocolate ice glazed donut is too much sugar for her, but she would like to supersize her
With
donut
sprinkles.
and put sprinkles on
But
it.
it's just, you know how Krispy Kreme has their glaze. I could do just the glazed ones, but I can't do frosted and glazed. That's too sweet. But I am going classic pink frosted sprinkled donuts. That is the best donut out there. Simpsons, you did something right
I would
there.
love to know the sugar content of
Oh,
both of those.
God.
Just to compare them. Just to compare them. I would
So,
just
like,
love
how
to.
many grams of sugar is in each one of these?
Yep.
All right, Josh, what do you got?
Well, I was going to say the apple fritter, which is near and dear to my heart.
Underrated, too.
Because a warm apple fritter is delightful. But my actual number one is a raspberry jelly filled powder donut.
Oh.
Okay.
You like a little squirt,
Okay.
Yeah.
while you're biting your
out
donut?
the back.
I would love for you to never say that again. That's what I would love.
Something you get a little surprise every time you bite down the
Nope.
donut.
I want none of that to happen ever again.
Okay, moving on. Ryan, what's your favorite type of donut?
I like a little classic donut as well.
Does it squirt for you?
I'm not a fan of biting down and getting a little squirt shot, so I go with a nice classic powdered donut. Give me a nice powdered donut.
All right, are we talking about like
the cinnamon powder or
the
the
regular
miniature?
powdered donuts, the white powder, and when you eat that donut, you always have the powder left on your fingers. That's what you're doing. Always.
This is the worst
so sorry.
ASMR of all
Always.
time.
I'm so sorry.
Always. Powdered donuts. Give them to me.
Okay, so we have white
I
powder
move where I
classic donut.
sit?
Yeah. I'm glad I'm down here today.
That's your spot.
Next thing I know, I'm 2 rooms over.
Uncomfortable.
Next podcast, my mic is like, oh, you're over here, Ryan.
Like, why did we want Ryan to move here?
Whoa. Whoa.
All right, so we have classic white powdered donut,
Raspberry jelly filled, chocolate
Powdered.
iced,
chocolate iced glazed,
and Simpsons
Krispy Kreme.
Pink, which has
And
as
Simpsons.
much sugar as the rest of them, but that's fine.
No, it doesn't.
I bet it does.
So according to our friends at Delish.com, which I feel like would be an authority on donuts from our good friends at Delish, they have ranked the donuts of all time. Would you like their top 5?
Sure.
At
Go
number
ahead.
5, as they call it, delicious, but in an extra sweet good way, powdered sugar donuts at number 5. At number 4, the sour cream donut.
A great one. It's
good.
But really, you need coffee with it. You need to be able to dunk it.
Yeah, I gotta have something with that. Yeah.
Where Dunkin' Donuts was invented. At number 3, the cruller.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's underrated, by the way, and I think one that people don't
I
necessarily
mean, it's top
like.
3 on this list. Obviously, not underrated.
Cruller at number 3, according to Delish. At number 2, and a lot of people will probably be upset that nobody picked this, would be the glazed donut.
The regular glazed.
The regular
donut.
glazed. Oh my God, when they're hot and fresh from Krispy Kreme, so good, so good. And number 1, the best donut ranked of all time, according to Delish, would be the chocolate glazed cake donut.
No way.
No way.
Number 1,
Glazed
No
cake
way.
don't know.
chocolate
no way.
glazed cake donut. Quote, how
eating
can
those?
you approve upon the splendor that is a classic glazed donut? Make it chocolate. That pedigree puts the extra bonus of this guy's cakey texture, makes it seriously difficult to pass by the bajillion locations of Dunkin' Donuts we walk by every single day.
I don't love cakey donuts.
I don't either. I'm right there with you. That's
Yeah.
what that was going to be my comment.
Because your mouth gets really dry after you eat it, right? Like you have to have something to follow it up with. A little slurp, you know?
Thank you guys, as always, for listening to The Cloud with Chris Young. I'm Chris. From Ryan, Josh, and Haley. We love you guys. Make sure you go vote on your favorite donut, and we'll find out what happens next week.